Hi, my name is Darcy Neufeld and I'm here at Arlington National Cemetery and I will be your tour guide today. Today we are here at the Arlington National Cemetery in Arlington County, Virginia. Though you can't see it, the Potomac River is nearby and across from it is Washington, D.C. We're that close. The Arlington National Cemetery is one of America's most well-known cemeteries, though it is not the largest nor is it the oldest. It is the final resting place for thousands upon thousands of Americans who have died in war or who have died while in the service of our country. This is the final resting place for Presidents John F. Kennedy, William Taft, the astronauts Dick Scobie, Michael Smith, and Virgil Grissom. It also holds the remains of the 7 Challenger crew members. It also holds Robert Todd Lincoln and First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, but it also includes many, many more. Today, the Arlington National Cemetery holds an average of 5,400 funerals a year, but it also, by the 21st century, it had 260,000 people buried on the ground, but it hasn't always been this way. Originally, George Washington Parke Custis owned the property. He later had to pass it down to his only daughter, who later married Robert E. Lee. After about 30 years, Lee and his family had to move because Lee had failed to pay the taxes on the property himself. In 1864, General Montgomery Meigs authorized the creation of a national cemetery on 200 acres of land. Unfortunately, though, the ownership of the land remained in dispute. General Lee's eldest son, George Washington Custis Lee, sued the federal government for confiscating the plantation. In 1882, the U.S. Supreme Court named the federal government a trespasser. The following year, the U.S. Congress purchased the land for $150,000. On May 13, 1864, the first soldier was buried at Arlington. That same day, 64 other soldiers were buried. By the end of the year, more than 7,000 soldiers were buried. After the Civil War, Arlington only buried those who were poor or who were unidentified. Now it is a burial site for veterans and their families. Space for the in-ground burials are restricted. Only those who have died while on active duty, have had 20 years of service in war, or have received military decorations are buried. In 1958, the unknown soldiers from World War II and the Korean War were buried. On Memorial Day 1984, another unknown soldier was buried from the Vietnam War. In 1998, the Vietnam unknown soldier was actually identified as the U.S. Air Force First Lieutenant Michael Joseph Blassie. His remains were returned to his family and the crypt now remains empty. As you can see, Arlington is an active military cemetery. As I said earlier, 260,000 graves are in it, 7,725 of which are unidentified. Mainly are from the Civil War. Whoops, looks like there's a service going on. Looks like we'll have to wrap things up. Thank you so much for joining in for my tour, and I hope to see you another time.